Quarantinis, virtual happy hours.
Cheers!
Carefree moments for so many passing the time at home, but dangerous and detrimental for those in recovery.
I couldn't face the reality of my life.
Becoming isolated has been a huge trigger, not just for me, but for everybody with substance abuse issues.
It doesn't help that alcohol's flowing freely lately. In March, U.S. alcohol sales spiked 55%, and online an astonishing jump. In the month of April, up 477% versus 1 year prior. And throw in those funny memes helping justify an afternoon swig, even if working at home, and life in quarantine feels like one big party. Some see it as a nice distraction with all the social distancing.
Oftentimes people reach to unhealthy habits in the time of great personal stress.
Actress Jada Pinkett Smith admitted as much on her Facebook Live show, Red Table Talk.
Old emotional habits try to creep back in.
Yeah.
Habits that you would use to justify, let me just get out a bottle of wine and just kick it.
And
you know what
just
I
chill.
mean? Just knowing that, oh no, not you.
Right.
Because you know that one bottle will turn into two.
Harmony Hobbs, a Louisiana blogger and mom of 3, knows that temptation too.
Like, no matter what time I get up in the morning, I can never get ahead of the crazy.
Harmony sharing her struggles online, writing, "Full-time isolation with my 3 children without access to the things I grew to depend on for my sanity and well-being, with no end in sight."
I don't get a break from being a parent. I feel really emotionally depleted. So right now I'm in my car because this is the only place I can go.
How difficult is it right now during this period, staying sober?
So getting sober was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Staying sober during this pandemic is a close second to that.
3 years sober, Harmony, like many parents, is homeschooling during the pandemic, juggling motherhood and her sobriety.
This is the time of day where I really start to feel the urge to drink, when my kids are melting down and I'm going on hour like 10, but I'm making the choice to stay sober today.
Some days it's an uphill battle.
My kids are eating frozen waffles and watching YouTube, and I'm about to log into Zoom because I need a meeting.
What does that feel like when that struggle is really hitting you at this point?
I usually have an escape. I can go somewhere with my children, like we can go to the park or we can go to the library. And when those things are removed, it feels very isolating.
Harmony has lots of company. Last year, more than 22 million Americans needed treatment for substance abuse. And now, with millions cut off from physical support systems, addiction experts fear they'll see overdoses, reversing declines of recent years.
After the crisis passes, we may see a real deluge of additional patients needing addiction treatment.
I wanted you to hear it from me.
That concern led 37-year-old writer Jessica Hoppe to tearfully reveal her addiction on Instagram.
I am an alcoholic.
The pandemic, she says, hit hard. Was it like a ton of bricks?
I felt like my sobriety was certainly something I had like secured under my belt, and this really just turned it all upside down. It really took me back to square one.
Nearly 4 years sober, she was hesitant to attend AA meetings online, but was desperate for connections with others in recovery.
Once I saw a face that I knew, I felt that feeling of togetherness once again.
Still, she says the switch to Zoom meetings has not been easy. Can you feel secure and safe having an AA meeting online?
They will say, it's prohibited to record this, and but that, something may happen.
Something like a Zoom bombing, recent incidents of uninvited guests bursting into online meetings.
All precautions are taken, password, like every room is password protected now. The priority has been keeping people safe, and no one wants to suffer more trauma.
As for AA, the organization is trying to evolve and told us, as the global situation related to coronavirus continues to develop, we're fully committed to our role as a resource center to help navigate the unprecedented public health emergency. In the meantime, new apps are springing up to provide intensive addiction support online. Monument offers peer support, even online medical therapists, services in big demand right now.
People who have developed support systems or connections to treatment are now separated or disconnected from that, and they depend on it.
The goal? To take the stress out of finding treatment.
We have a network of physicians and therapists who can work with you to develop that plan and customize it to the needs of our members.
These virtual communities giving many, like Harmony and Jessica, a much-needed lifeline.
A lot of people have said that they've found some silver linings in this pandemic, but when you're in recovery, is it harder to find a silver lining?
The silver lining is that I am sober. I'm so grateful that I have some traction and some experience in that, because the core struggles are a feeling of powerlessness and uncertainty.
For Nightline, I'm Deborah Roberts.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.